I don't know if you heard this or not, ladies and gentlemen, but Elon Musk is officially Kanye West 2.0. If you don't believe me, all you gotta do is see what he's going through right now. It's the exact same situation. It was just a year ago that Ye was in hot water over some of the same things. And what it usually boils down to is a free speech issue. And it's not necessarily who you think that's behind it. That's the problematic part of it. It might seem to be a certain set of people spearheading these efforts, but let's take a deeper look.
There's a public perception that that was part of a apology tour. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger
I hope
today.
they stop.
You don't want them to advertise?
No. If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go yourself. Go yourself. Hey, Bob.
Now, to be completely open, transparent, and honest, he does have FU money. But who are these people that he's having this issue with? Who is this Bob Iger? And why am I comparing the situation to Ye? Well, why don't we take a look back so we can have some proper context? Because it's one thing to just say things and put them out into the ether. It is quite another to present evidence and then have somebody with an IQ above room temperature try to refute it. So why don't we do that? Let's go that route.
So in the run-up to this week's midterm elections, there are a lot of celebrities out there campaigning for Democratic candidates all over the country. You probably saw them, actors, singers, TikTok personalities, all doing their part for the Democratic Party. You probably weren't surprised by this. It's normal. Pop culture figures always support Democrats, every single one of them. But have you ever wondered why all of these supposedly creative people reach exactly the same conclusion every time? They're all on the same page. How could that happen? It's an interesting question. We don't know the answer, but you should consider what happened when one of the most famous singers in the world broke with the herd. On November 19th, 2016, a week and a half after Donald Trump won the presidential election, Kanye West, now known as Ye, held a concert in Sacramento. Most people in the audience were, of course, young people and presumably Hillary Clinton voters and presumably deeply disappointed by her loss a week and a half before. So in the middle of the show, West stopped performing and started talking about politics. Google lied to you, he said, by suggesting to its users that Hillary was going to win. Quote, Facebook lied to you. I'm not here to massage you with a fake truth telling you that Hillary's going to win over and over and over. You were lied to by Google. You were lied to by Mark Zuckerberg. Middle America, West continued, showed you how they felt. Well, at this point, some of the audience began to boo, but West kept going. He complimented Donald Trump repeatedly. At one point, he used the phrase, "Make America Great Again." It was, to put it mildly, not the kind of thing you normally hear at a rap concert. And then, 2 days later, Kanye West was in the hospital. Well, at the house of his family's exercise trainer, a man called Harley Pasternak, West apparently suffered some kind of mental break. Pasternak called an ambulance to pick him up. West was taken away, and then he was sedated with at least 7 different psychiatric medications, including benzodiazepines, lithium, sleeping pills, and olanzapine. News reports suggested that West had experienced a profound psychiatric episode. He'd gone completely off the deep end. He'd gone crazy, and they've been saying that ever since. West, over time, though, told a very different story. In his telling, after what he'd said on stage in Sacramento, Harley Pasternak was trying to shut him up. Pasternak, he said, was not simply a trainer, but instead an agent of ideological control. Pasternak's job was to keep West from straying from the script, and he's willing to use powerful drugs to do it. That's what he said. But very few people took that claim seriously. In fact, it was exactly the kind of thing a crazy person would say. My trainer drugged me into submission. He's trying to make me into a zombie. Right. Sure he did. Have another olanzapine shot, Kanye. You look tired. So that's where the story stood until the other day. Nobody believed Kanye West. Then West posted something remarkable on Twitter, which for some reason virtually all of American media ignored, which is odd because media outlets are not usually in the business of ignoring remarkable things, but they did. And what he posted was a picture of a text exchange that he had had with Harley Pasternak. Pasternak was explaining that West had better stop saying, quote, crazy stuff. In other words, he'd better get back on script, or else he would be severely punished. Quote, second option, if you don't shut up, quote, I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you, and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same. End quote. Try if you can to imagine a more sinister threat than that, a more chilling threat than that. Do what I say or I will turn your brain to mush. I will destroy your relationship with your own children. I will send you back to, quote, zombie land forever. Effectively, I'll kill you. Now keep in mind, this is from West's, quote, trainer, not his physician. This is the guy he'd hired to help him do squats. A trainer? Really? Do they talk like that at your gym? Probably not. So what's going on here exactly? Well, according to his bio, Harley Pasternak, who has not denied writing these texts, once worked for the Canadian military, where he participated in experiments that measured the effect of various drugs on the human mind. Is that training relevant to this story? We don't know. We do know that based on this text exchange, which again, Harley Pasternak has not said is untrue or fake, on the basis of that, law enforcement agencies definitely ought to be looking very closely at Harley Pasternak, who, by the way, apparently has dozens of other celebrity clients, some of whom seem to be out there campaigning. Based on these texts, this looks like a crime. Why is no one investigating it? The fact that no one is investigating it tells you a lot.
Now, the obvious question you might be asking yourself if you have an IQ above room temperature is, why is he comparing the situation with Ye and Elon Musk? Well, I thought you might ask, because, as an investigative journalist, we don't rely on hearsay. We do our own research, right? We go digging. So that's what I did. So let's take a look at the lineage of this first character involved, this Harley Pasternak fellow, right? Who not only threatened to have this guy hospitalized and drugged and sent over to Zombieland, but was quite apparently responsible for the first time around, right? Nobody from his community called him out and said, listen, yeah, we're affiliated with this guy, and we definitely are calling him out on this. We want him arrested. We want him put behind bars. We can't let him slide on this one. Nothing. Did we even hear from that witch of an ex-wife of Ye? Nobody came to this man's aid, his defense, nothing. Everybody mum's the word. But let's take a little look at who this guy is. Oh, well, what do we have here, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't this quite a coinky-dink? Right? The same people who had a problem with the White Lives Matter t-shirt that Ye put out, that they refused to print. Isn't that who this Pasternak guy is? Isn't that his lineage? You could read it right there, right? Pause that if you want to. Reading it in its entirety. Now, what are the chances, roll the dice if you will, that this character, this Bob Iger, that is currently at war with Elon Musk, right? Trying to strong arm him with money, where Elon has to come out publicly and say, you know what, F you. Right? Take your money, shove it up your rear end, I don't care. What are the chances, if you're willing to roll the dice, on the lineage of this Bob Iger character? Let's take a look. Well, boy, look at here, look at here, look at here. What we got here? Robert Allen Iger. What does that say? Now do you understand why I'm making the comparison? Do you understand that it's the same people? Now they might look Caucasian. Trust and believe they'll probably, let others assume that identity on their behalf and not say a word. But let you come out your face and say something that they don't like. These people are the first to put the financial screws on you. just for saying something that they don't like, and then start throwing labels at you. What did EA say? They own the majority of the media, social media, publishing. Huh? Isn't that what he said? Now, we have a situation here where Elon said that the banks threatened to stop giving working capital to Tesla if he did not acquiesce to the SEC. What does that tell you? Same situation with EA. Hey, you said this thing, you can't bank here no more. Now you have people saying, oh, we're not giving you no advertising money because we don't like where this platform is going. Now, as I said before, there's a lot of anti-black rhetoric on X. Do you think that was Bob Iger's problem? All the anti-black rhetoric? People, white folks using the N-words and all that? You think that was his issue? I bet you 1,000,000 to 1 it ain't. Now do you get the comparison? These guys on screen are from completely different ethnicities, completely different backgrounds, right? We have Musk, who is entirely business focused, right? From PayPal, Tesla, SpaceX, right? Big brain. Although when he talks, it looks like his mouth can't really keep up with his brain. Right? He stumbles around himself a lot when he talks, but that's understandable for a person who, seemingly has such a high IQ. Then we have another in the person of EA. All right, music, design, came out with the Yeezys. As you said, they jumped over the Jumpman. Everybody wanted them, right? At one point, Yeezys were more expensive than J's. Every time you looked on eBay, like J's were more affordable than Yeezys. And even with a markup on the J's, they were still more affordable than Yeezys, especially for a size like mine. Right? Guys who affect both industries that they were in tremendously. But the similarities are they want to be able to say what it is they have to say without being impeded by people that think that they have all the power. That's where the similarities come in. How can you go to this man's platform, Elon Musk, and tell him, oh, we don't like what's going on here, so we're going to pull out our capital? You can't speak for the public, Bob Iger. You don't have that power. Because if everyone decides to just cancel their subscriptions, you are left with a big fat zero. Everybody in the public, I'm pretty sure, has an old VCR, old DVD player, an old Blu-ray player. People can just cancel their subscriptions if, they're really about it. Now, maybe some people might not, really be about it like that. Some people are hooked on these shows and they can't help themselves. God help them. These are the those with an IQ below room temperature. Now, we're not talking about those. We're talking about those with an IQ above room temperature. They'll be like, you know what? I'm canceling the subscription. F you. Very much. We'll do what we want to do. You don't get to speak for us. Because guess what? Regardless of the fact that we're partaking in the public, we're all private individuals. All of us. We have a right to our own opinions. Regardless of what Google, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all these idiots have to say, you do have a right to your own opinions. Now, if you put them out in the public, obviously people can criticize them. That's the difference. You have a right to them. You keep them to yourself. But you post them out there, then obviously people can come at you and say, hey, you shouldn't be saying this. I don't like this, blah, blah. Yeah, you can go back and forth on that. But to come to a platform that you don't own, that this man paid, what was he paid again? Like 44 billion or some wild number like that to acquire Twitter. And then tell him, oh, now we're not putting out advertising. Like, mofo, you could have bought that shit yourself if you wanted to run it how you wanted to run it. Why didn't you do that? Where the hell you get the balls to come and tell me how to run my house? That's not how we do things in America. You don't come here and say, oh, I come sit in your house because, I got this freedom. No, 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 no. You don't come to somebody else's house and make the rules. The house rules are the house rules. You don't like it? You GTFO. And that's that. That's final. And I agree with Elon 100%. The same way nobody had Ye's back, a year ago. People didn't want to believe him. It was all this nonsense. Now you can clearly see there's a certain set of people behind it. Trying to control your speech, what you can, what you can't say. And they're not just Caucasian. They have a certain lineage. And I think that's what he was pointing out. Not that he has a problem with these people in general, but there are people from this industry that have an issue with him for being who he is. And that shouldn't be. Everybody as an individual, you should be allowed to express yourself. He likes Trump, alright, so okay, he's different, he likes Trump, whatever. Leave him the hell alone. Send a man text messages making threats, and nothing happens for that. Absolutely nothing. Just swept under the rug. Had that been the other way around, do you think he would have been so lucky? Not a chance in a million. But what say you? All right? Are we seeing that Elon Musk is effectively being Ye 2.0? I mean, if you get a chance, look at what he said in that interview concerning the SEC. And now this outburst on stage, he's not having it, man. And as you can see, the two know each other, so I know they're going to shed some, some things about what's going on. So who the hell knows where this is going to go? But don't fall for the okie doke. That's the main reason I'm making this video. Don't let these people, corral you into a point where they're doing the thinking for you. Learn to think for yourself at the end of the day. Anyways, I'm out. Peace.